Hey everyone, so I've added new things to my Mercier page. Of course, y'all know I have my fashion. As I decluttered my closet recently, I have some fragrances. Of course, I have a ton of makeup because that's what I am originally known for. I also added some body care. I'm trying to debate if I want to add skincare or not. I need to go through and check it out. But I do upload things pretty regularly. I'm mainly trying to get through the rest of the stuff I decluttered in my closet because I have quite a few things left over. But you can take a look at my Mercier once the video is over if you're interested. I just did the intro for people who ask me from time to time, but let's get into today's video, okay?
What's up everyone, it's your girl Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace Honey, and today we're gonna get into my favorite products from 2024 complexion edition. So if you like videos like this, I've done a ton of complexion videos this year. My most recent one should be popping up over my face, like 2 or 3, just to give you an idea. I have oily combination skin for anyone who's interested, and I have hyperpigmentation and dark spots on my face from having years worth of acne. So that'll give you an idea if you're interested in watching my complexion videos or not for the new people. If you like a good eyeshadow video, I've done 2 or 3 of the new eyeshadow palettes that have come out for holiday. So I did the one on Adept Cosmetics. You can use code Gelbeauty87 at checkout if you're interested. I did one on Ulta palette collection, and then I did the Huda Beauty Icy Nudes palette, since that's supposed to be the last palette they come out with, just for a few holiday reviews. If you like a good fragrance video, I tried Ledda Bourbon Brulee. This is my first time trying the brand Ledda. I had wanted to try them for a while, but nothing had really caught my eye till they came out with that, so I made sure to try that out. I love a good sniff moment, so I've tried the 2 latest sniff fragrances. I did Honey Sweet, and then I did Naughty Nona from their Secret Menu collection. If you need a code for sniff, you can use code GRACE10. If you like a good fashion video, then I do fashion shorts twice a week at least, and then I have some long form fashion content. About a year ago, one of y'all asked me to start showing my fashion, so I accepted the request, and I've done fashion shorts for at least a good 6 months now. But I do have some long form fashion content for anyone else who's interested. I finally got my TJ Maxx video done, so I have about 10 minutes just me showing you all the ways I style the purchases I pick up from TJ Maxx from my weekly TJ Maxx shorts. If you like more of a high-end, I guess, type brand, I've tried this brand called Johansson. They have some nice pieces. The brand is based in Sydney, Australia. For anyone who's interested in them, they're having a great Black Friday sale. I don't know when this is going up, but they have good sales going on, and they usually do sample sales that gives the price knocked down a little bit because they are on the higher price side, but I think they're definitely worth it with the quality and the style of things, because their style is definitely unique. And then of course, for my fashion forward girlies who don't like to spend a lot of coin on fashion, I did a Forever 21 haul for you all just to show some layering pieces to put with some higher end products in my collection. So if you like stuff like that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But let's get on to my complexion and all the things I have to show you. Now, I tried not to show repeats of things. My bad if I accidentally show you some repeats, but I think I pulled out a good amount of the stuff that I've been liking throughout the year, and I've liked a lot of the same stuff I talked about in my 6-month video, so it shouldn't be too much in here because you've already seen most of it. So for my color corrector, I know this is an oldie but a goodie. I love the Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in the shade Dark to Deep. They did have a 40% off sale recently. They usually send coupons to you, and they always have a good deal, and you can use code Gelbeauty to get a discount. As you can see, my darker shade there clearly has a dip in it because, you know, she's well loved. So you see the nice little dip. I use this one sometimes, but I usually use this one in the winter time. So now I'll be gearing more toward this one and not this one because it's winter, but absolutely love this thing. Like, I plan on getting another one before the year is over because I will not be able to wait. Next, I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect Sun Kissed Liquid Bronze and Drops. I feel like these are good to put in your winter foundations when you want to wear them in the summertime, because I feel like they'll give that extra pigmented drop to it. So that's personally what I'm looking forward to using it. I did use it in the summertime though, just to get a nice little bronze moment and to try out my theory to see how it would work out. And I feel like they worked out nicely and looked nice. So definitely something I'm glad I added to my collection this year. I wasn't that crazy about the e.l.f. ones. I don't feel like they were personally deep enough for my personal liking. They might be better now in the wintertime, but like as far as summer goes, I definitely recommend the Milani ones. You can use the e.l.f. ones in the wintertime, but if you're my complexion, I just feel like they didn't really give enough bronze for me to use a winter shade in the summertime. That's my purpose for buying those, purposely to save on having to buy 2 different foundations if you really like it. If you drop some of those in there, it might darken it up a little bit and help with your complexion in the summertime. Now when the beginning of the summer starts, now when it gets to the middle, when you've been outside for a little while, it might not help unless you use your SPF religiously. I unfortunately do not. I need to get better at that, but because I don't you know, those are my cheat lists right there. Next we have this blurring, what is this? The LA Girl Blurring Putty Primer. This is basically a version of the Natasha primer. Definitely a huge fan of it, as you can see. I have quite the dip in it because I feel like this is a great affordable one. I personally didn't like the one from Elf. I do like the one from Hard Candy, but I feel like LA Girl is more accessible and easier to find. Like if you don't necessarily go to Walmart, or there might not be a Walmart around you, or if it's out of Walmart, I know for a fact I can go in Ulta and pick up an LA Girl primer and go on my day, or I can go to CVS and pick it up. You know, like I like stuff where I know I can go to more than one place to pick it up, so that's why I picked that. Now I'm gonna start off with my honorable mentions because I've only used these like once, maybe twice, so I don't want to say that they're the best thing ever, but I do like the quality of them enough, and because they are affordable, I definitely want to tell you that I do like them. It's just I don't know if I love them per se. So let's start off with the skin tint. So the Sephora Reveal the Real Skin Tint here. This is a soft radiant skin tint. I have the shade 250 O Deep, so it's 250 Olive Deep. I definitely like the undertone of this. I think it's really nice. It gives that yellowy olive tone, and since I have a yellow undertone, it works out quite nicely for me. The thing is, I'm not a person who really likes skin tints because of the type of skin I have, so I have to do a lot of prep in order to use this. It is a beautiful product on the face though, but it's like when I have extra time, then it's something I can use, or something I might use with a high coverage foundation that looks more matte to give me that, like, you know, glow from within type vibe. Like I would use this with another foundation. We're going to talk about it in a minute. I'll show it to you when we get there, but it is a nice product. It's just, you know, I literally only used it one time in that video. I haven't touched it since, so I can't really say that I'm too in love with it because I've only used it that one time, and that wouldn't be fair. Next we have the Skin Silk from Revolution, and I don't usually talk about this brand. I haven't talked about them in forever, but I know other people still buy from them, even though I personally don't, and I heard too much mouth raving about this, so I wanted to try it. So I have the shade F135, which I think is hilarious because they even have the 0.5 shades like Armani does, because this is supposed to be, if you haven't realized, from Skin Silk, this is supposed to be like luminous silk from Giorgio Armani, and they did a damn good job with making dupes for this, even down to the 0.5 shades in it, because I think I wear 11.5 in their actual foundation and a 9.75 in their concealer from what I remember. But this is a great alternative to that foundation, and y'all know that one keeps going up. I think it's $69 now. I think it was $62 when I first bought it, so it's gone up, and this is a great alternative to it for those of you who don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. So I try to stay on the lookout for the dupes. This is a dupe alert channel. I love to make a good dupe video, so if you have not subscribed, you definitely should, because I make a whole bunch of dupes, and I make dupe shorts as well for people who don't necessarily like to watch long form content, stuff like this. So I might put these in the shorts just to give you all, you know, a little bit more. Now let's get on to these skin tints. So I actually do like this skin tint from Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. I have the shade 12. I would shade 12 in the foundation as well. The only thing is with this is I use this as a mixer, so I don't ever just wear this on its own. It's much too thin. It's thinner than the one I think it's like a little bit thinner than the one I showed you all from Sephora. I like to mix this with the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it looks beautiful on the skin on its own. It's just I don't have perfect skin like I told you all in the beginning, so that's why it's one I mix with that, but it looks flawless with that every single time. So for that reason alone, I got to put it in here. Now just keep in mind, like I said, I don't necessarily use this alone, but it looks nice alone if you have perfect skin. It's just I have to do a whole bunch of work, and I'm not really putting in work, especially when I know it'll make Estee Lauder Double Wear look like a more, you know, natural, your skin but better vibe by adding this in. So that's what I personally use it for. Just keep that in mind when I'm telling you I like it. If you're into skin tints and you like skin tints, you might like it on its own, but I like it mixed the way I said. Next we have this Easy Blur foundation from Huda with a shade 500G Mocha. I always wear 500G Mocha in whatever foundation she comes out with. This is a foundation I was saying I would like to mix this skin tint with, because they both have that like yellow olive undertone, so I feel like it won't change the tone of the foundation, but at the same time it'll thin it out a little bit, because this is still a little bit thick. So I feel like with this it will thin it out just a little bit more to a little bit of your skin but better, but still give me the full type coverage I need, because y'all know Huda is all about the thickness, and I'm not mad at it for it, but like sometimes you want your skin to breathe a little bit. Huda, so like when I wanted to breathe I add that, but otherwise I like use it alone, and I think it's a great foundation, and I'm glad she came out with a new one. I did a battle showing that one against the old one for anyone so interested. Hopefully I put the thumbnail over my face, but that was definitely one I tried this year that I was a fan of. I got a couple of sticks, so let me get to the sticks and then we'll get back to the glass bottles and the tubes and all that stuff. Okay, so I got the Dior stick. Y'all know I usually have an issue with this one in 6N just because it always gives like an orange undertone. Somebody told me I should try 6W though, because I don't know if 6W has more like a yellowish type undertone to it, or just more of a like I guess golden girl friendly version or tone to it, if you will, because this one always pulls a little red and then I have to put like a yellow mixer in it. But the weird thing is when I buy the shade 6N, when it comes to the Dior Backstage, it doesn't have that issue. But as you can see, this gives a little like orangish to it. So the next time I buy a foundation from Dior, I am going to try the color that the person recommended. But since I already had this, I was like, we're just going to do what we always do, is brown, because we're just going to make it work. So I like the foundation stick. I think it's nice. It's just, it's one of those things where I like have to make it work, and it's kind of a little bit annoying, but I know Dior has quality foundations, so I just go ahead on with it. Next, I have the LYS. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a skin tint stick. I have the shade DG7 here. I think DG6 though is the one. It's DG6 or DG5 that I use for my winter shade. This is my summer shade, and I tried this out during the summertime, so that's why this is the one that's most used. So I wanted to show you the one that's most used, so you didn't think I was just showing you something and didn't use it. The brand was so kind and sent it over to me, so I tried it out when they initially sent it to me, but I recently just uploaded the video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. It's a great stick. Like, it's just as nice as the Amy Coley one. So if you didn't want to buy the Amy Coley one, I think they're about the same price though, so it just depends on which one you prefer. I talked about the Amy Coley earlier this year in the 6 months review, if I remember correctly, and that's why I didn't put it in here, but it is a great one as well, and they are black owned. Okay, so let me get into these little tubes. So I think I talked about this one earlier this year because it's affordable, and I know some people might not have watched that, and new people come along all the time. I wanted to show it again. So this is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I feel like this is just a good alternative to that Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation that used to be in this same tube. I swear, because it gives me the same vibe to it, and I feel like it did the same thing on the skin as that, from what I remember about that foundation. Because I remember back in the day, like this how long ago it was, Jaclyn Hill was the one who was raving about the Cover FX foundation. I don't know what's going on with them. Like, they're relaunching certain things, but they didn't relaunch that foundation, which I found interesting. So I don't know if that one doesn't sell as well as the new one that they came out with, and that's why. But I love this foundation. I think it's great. It's affordable. I kind of want to do a video on all my favorite affordable ones because I haven't done one in a while. Comment down below and let me know if I should do that or not, because I want to do a series where I try out the old favorites again, just to see, you know, how wonderful they are and if we like it or not. And it could be like a Foundation Friday type thing or something, and then the bonus video at the end of the day would just be like the you know, the new makeup releases, or I might just change it to Saturday and have my series go up on Sunday. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I definitely think that one is worth trying out, especially if you used to like the Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation. Next, we have the Rabanne Fresh Touch Foundation in the shade 80W. So I bought 80 warm. I was looking at 70 warm or 80 warm, but I bought it in the summertime, which is why I ended up getting 80 instead of 70. I feel like now I could use 70, but I'm fine with just having 80 because, again, this is another foundation I'm mixing with stuff. Now, it does look fine on its own. I'm not saying it doesn't, but some foundations I just like to mix with other things. Like when I think a foundation is thicker, I like put a certain foundation in to make it thinner, or a skin tint in to make it thinner. So this is the foundation I do for that. Like, I like to mix this with one we're going to talk about in a second, just because I feel like it thins it out a little bit. But since they're both have a similar undertone and color to them, it doesn't like change the color of the foundation. I always try to make sure about that too, that I don't change the color of the foundation, because I want the colors to stay the same, because I liked that color when I bought it, or else I'd have returned it, or I'd have put some yellow mixer in and tried to make it work. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know, shout that one out, because I feel like I don't really talk about that brand. I think they came out with a concealer, but it hasn't come to America yet. I think it's just in a foreign country. That's why I haven't gotten it yet, because if it had been at Ulta, trust me, I'd have been up in there and I'd have been buying it, because I liked that product that I tried, so I figured I would like the matching concealer as well. Anyway, next we have the One Size. So this is the One Size Turn Up the Base Full Beat Liquid Foundation. Now this one is a little thick, but because Patrick Star made, I wasn't surprised it was thick. I have the shade Dark Deep 15 Golden Olive. Excuse me. I have his skin tint, and it's quite thick as well. It's more, sorry, his BB cream or CC cream. It's more like a light to medium coverage foundation. So I expected this foundation to be full, and it is, which is why I like to mix it in with the Rabanne that I was talking about, just because it is thicker than some of the other foundations I have. I think somebody told me that this got compared to the Prada foundation, and I think I did a wear test on showing you all that I didn't feel like they were personally the same. Like, I felt like Patrick's was thicker than the One Size, if I remember correctly. I don't remember, that video was a while ago. You can go check it out if you're interested. But I thoroughly enjoyed this foundation, I just felt like it was a little thick. So I would definitely mix a skin tint in with this to thin it out a little bit, because it's a little bit thicker than I like. And I love me a good full coverage moment, but like, you know, I want it to look somewhat natural, because it's like sometimes when you have texture on your face and certain things going on, like you don't need it to be that thick, but you know you want that type of coverage. So those are just a couple of my tricks for anyone who's interested. You might be new to makeup and not know, so I wanted to make sure I shared why I do what I do. So of course, y'all know I had to put the Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation here. This stuff is amazing. Like, this is definitely one of my favorites I tried this year for sure. This is one of the ones I use most often. I love this foundation. It is great. I have the shade 20 Golden. I think he did an excellent job with this. Like, this I'm loving. Now I just need him to come out with a concealer and to separate the powder from the cream component. I like the cream component concealer just fine. I mean, foundation fine, don't get me wrong. I like it just fine. I've almost hit pan on mine. That's how much I like it. It's just I would prefer that the powder doesn't have to be in there with it, because it's like if I need a refill of powder before I need a refill of foundation, I shouldn't be forced to have to buy a whole nother foundation just to get the powder. So hopefully in the future Patrick will change that. But I love this foundation. I love all the foundations he's come out with. I'm just waiting for a concealer to go with this foundation and like a separate powder. We need a separate powder and a concealer, Patrick. So hopefully we get a concealer in 2025. That's what I'm looking forward to with him, along with an actual cool tone palette. I need a cool tone palette, Patrick, and I need some concealer and a separate powder. That's what I need from you. I love how I'm saying it like he's watching it, child. Let's move on to these concealers, and then we'll end with some powder. So it shouldn't be too much more, maybe like another 10 minutes, and then we should be good. Now, I feel like I talked about all these concealers, but I didn't think of any that came off hand that made me think that I need to talk about them that I've tried later on this year. So these are three we're going with. I'm sorry if I talked about them before, my bad. I have this Pro Fix Stick Concealer. I'm pretty sure I have the shade Golden, or it's deep golden. I'm sorry, I have the shade Nutmeg in this concealer, but I really love this concealer. It's like a cream stick. If you want an affordable cream stick concealer, I definitely recommend this one. It's nice and smooth. It's not one that looks dry underneath the eyes, or it's not creamy enough for it to smoothly go underneath the eyes and you to have issues underneath there with lines or anything like that. I didn't have that personal experience with it. I personally really liked it and enjoyed it, so I was happy that they came out with this. And NYX has been coming out with some actually pretty affordable products, and y'all know they normally are not known for having it affordable. I feel like they've been creeping up for years and years, and they've just gotten somewhat outrageous sometimes. Like, they're duped for the Blur Jam from, what is it, Huda Beauty is like 20 bucks, and I'm like, where's that a deal? Where's $20 a deal for this primer? Like, for another like $15 I can just go buy Huda's. Like, why? I mean, I know saying $15, like $15 isn't like $15 is gas in somebody's car. I get that, but it's like, you know, when you 20 and they like, you know, 35, I'm feeling like it's not too much difference in what you charging for it. So L'Oreal got y'all creeping up these prices, and I don't appreciate it. But that concealer is affordable, and a lot of other things from them are affordable. It's just some of the primers I necessarily don't try to look to, because I feel like they're so much higher. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, oh crap, y'all, I forgot to bring the setting sprays in here. I'll go grab those when I'm done with this concealer, and then we'll end with the setting spray. So probably add another like 5 minutes on, because I have to do that. Anyway, next we have the Win Beauty by Serena Williams concealer. I have the shade Shift 300. This concealer really surprised me, because it's like a nice thin, somewhat liquidy concealer, but it dries down to a nice matte finish, and it blends out like a dream. Like, this stuff blends out like a dream, y'all. It kind of makes me tempted to try her skin tint, but I'm not a person who likes skin tints like I've talked about, which is why I didn't try it to begin with. But I wanted to try something from the brand, and I heard from Robert Welch that the concealer was really nice and the lipsticks were really nice, so I opted for the concealer, because y'all know I love a complexion moment. And as usual, Robert, who I'm talking about is Robert Welch, she was not wrong. The concealer is really nice. So now I kind of want to get a lipstick just to see if I like those as well, but y'all know I'm not really a lip person, so that's why I didn't rush out to get that. But I'm tempted now just because Robert Welch recommended it, and the concealer he recommended was amazing. The last concealer I have to talk about is the one from Miss Riri. So this is called the We're Even Hydrating Long Wear Concealer. I have the shade 410W. So I bought one shade above the concealer, sorry, the foundation shade I wear the shade 420 in her foundation, but in the concealer I wear the shade 410W, and then in the powder you're supposed to go up a shade, so I wear the shade 410 in the powder as well. But I really like this concealer. I thought it was hydrating. I thought it had a nice formula to it. I thought it blended out easily and looked nice underneath the eyes. So I was thoroughly impressed with it. I'm gonna go get the setting sprays and then we can do the powder and the setting spray and wrap this up and call it a day. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I had ran off and this concealer rolled underneath my butt, and then I found out I had ran off and left a couple of primers in the bathroom. So I'm gonna just show the concealers and not show the primers with the setting sprays at the end, because you know it's kind of late now. So this is an honorable mention concealer. This is the L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer with 1.5% hyaluronic acid and caffeine. My issue with this is the shimmer in it. So when I first tried it out, I thought I was crazy, because when I swatched it on my hand, I saw a little bit like glitter particles in it. But I had done an eye look, so I was like, oh, maybe it's just the eye look and that's where the, you know, glitter particles are coming from. But then I'm like, no, because when I put it on again and I hadn't done any eyeshadow looks and I just swatched it, I was like, I knew it. I knew it was glitter in this and I was not crazy. By the way, I have the shade N8 Medium Deep. But yeah, I like this concealer okay. I'm just not a fan of like the whole glitter particle situation. So that's my issue with this, and that's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about you, so I'm gonna just, you know, yeah, no. But it's a good product if you don't mind that whole aspect to it, but that kind of aspect kind of annoyed me, so I was just like, I don't know how I feel. So I'm gonna just go ahead on. Now we're gonna do the powders. So I think I talked about some of these powders before. Again, I didn't have that many powders to talk about, so I'm just going over the ones I've been using the most frequently and recently. So of course y'all know I got the One Size in the shade Rich Peach. This isn't what the color I have on from him. I do have on his powder though. I have on the pink powder underneath my eyes, believe it or not, from him. I got a sample of it from Sephora when I had ordered some stuff, so I just went ahead and used that today. But I do love his powder, and I'm also wearing the shade Dark Deep on my face to set the rest of my face. So I used One Size powders to set all of my face today, because I tried to use some of the stuff. I didn't want to use all of it because I know me, I left it in the bathroom and I still had to get up and go to the bathroom. So that just tells you. So that's why the majority of the stuff that I'm talking about that I like actually isn't on my face, because otherwise it'd all been in the bathroom and not in this video. Next we have the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This is the shade Buttery. I have the peachy shade as well. I'm thinking about getting the pink one during the sale because I really like these powders. I think they look nice and soft underneath the eyes and airbrush. This is what it looks like. It's a nice yellow buttery type consistently. So I like to put this on when I'm brightening underneath the eye after I have put on, like, you know, my normal setting powder. So I put on like a kind of deeper yellow setting powder, and then maybe I put this like on top for a little extra airbrushed effect, or down the middle of the face to like highlight more in certain areas. But it's a great powder. I love their powders. I've almost used up my darker one that I used to use to put on my face. I bought a summer shade though, so I usually use all those powders in the summertime, and then in the wintertime I'll use like the Huda Beauty versions of those pressed powders. I like those as well, but I think I already talked about that. I couldn't remember if I talked about the Kosas one or not, so that's why I wanted to put it in this video. The rest of them are just foundation powders for my face. So we're gonna start off with the matte powder foundation in the shade 44N from the Sephora collection. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be from like the Best Skin Ever collection, and it's just the powder foundation of it. I like that foundation as well, but I feel like that came out last year, not this year, and I'm pretty sure this one came out this year. Do not quote me, but I feel like I went to Sephora this year to pick it up, so that's why I'm including it. I should probably take this home because I'm going to try out the Sephora collection skin tint again, and I want to have like their foundation powder to put on with it to make sure it lasts all day or looks nice. I do have an expensive bougie powder. This is the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder. It doesn't say, oh, the shade Cafe, that's the deepest shade. I think they have one deeper shade than that perhaps, but I don't use this that often because I feel like it's just more of a finishing powder, and it doesn't actually help the makeup last or set down for a while. I'm sorry my hands look so ashy, y'all. I had to put makeup remover on them because I had done swatches of a palette, so that's why both my hands look ashy like this. Don't judge. But yeah, so that's what the powder looks like. It's a nice powder. I don't think it's worth its price personally. Now the bronzer, I feel like that's worth the price. This powder though, I feel like it's just okay. They do have a pink version of this powder if you're interested. I think they have a yellow one as well. I bought the one that was for my skin tone, but they do have other shades in it if you're interested in trying it out. I just feel like it'd probably be better for dry skin because I don't feel like it holds back oil or controls anything. I feel like it's just like a nice nourishing powder to put on. So it'd probably be better for me now than it was when I initially got it in the summertime. But again, y'all know this is one of my all-time favorite foundation powders. This is the Natasha Denona High Glam Powder Foundation in the shade Y13. This is what she looks like. Absolutely stunning. I'm quite sure I talked about this before, but it's still one of my all-time favorite powder foundations, so I had to make sure I talked about it in this video because I absolutely love this stuff. It's amazing. Then I have the Rare Beauty True Caramel Tinted Pressed Finishing Powder. I actually use this as a foundation powder, even though it's supposed to be a finishing powder. And as you can see, she is well loved. This is the one I use like every time I put my makeup on for videos. I'm going to try to rotate it out though and use some different stuff because I feel like I've been using it a little too much and I need to calm down and use something else. So I'm going to put it away, but you can clearly see she's well loved because honey, that's just, she's just filthy. Now let's get on to these primers and setting sprays. Okay, y'all, so start with the one primer that's on its own because I don't have a setting spray to match it. So we have the Jelly Grip Hydrating Primer from Essence. This is their version of Hydro Grip from Milk, and it's only like $5 at CVS or at like Ulta. So I definitely think this is a steal for $5 and you can get a similar primer. Now this isn't as sticky as some of the other ones. Like it's not as sticky as the e.l.f. one or as the Milk one itself, but it gets a good enough job done with the gripping on it. I'm noticing lots of people are coming out with gripping primers again, because the next one I'm going to talk about with the matching setting spray is a gripping primer, and it's not as affordable as this one. So I want to give you a couple of affordable options depending on who you want to buy from. But this one is only $4.99 and I think it's a steal. It's $4.99 or $5.99. It's under $10 though, and I think that's a steal considering we know how much Hydro Grip costs. So I definitely think this is worth every cent. Next, we're going to get into the two I was talking about. So the face glue, we got the face glue from NYX. We got the primer and the matching setting spray. I love both of these. These are some of my favorites. I like their marshmallow setting spray as well. I think it's great. I think it does an excellent job, and I definitely recommend that you try them out. Again, these are ones you can find at Ulta or at CVS. So these are drugstore things that are drugstore affordable. You can find them at Target. Now, I don't know if they have Essence at Target. I can't remember, but I know they have them for sure. The last one I have is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. It's supposed to last up for 36 hours. I am quite impressed with this setting spray. I thought it was great for the drugstore. It is better than some of the other ones they've had in the past. I like the aerosol can and the slim packaging of it. I think it's really nice. So this is the last thing I had to talk about in this video. So those are all my favorite complexion products for the year of 2024. Comment down below and tell me if you tried any of them, if you were impressed with them like I was. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and make sure you subscribe for more content like this. The membership is down below if you like home decor, organization, cooking, couponing, and vlogs. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.
The fun doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram to check out the latest fashion, fragrance, palette comparisons, and shop with me trips. Make sure you head on over and follow me over on Instagram. I can't wait to see you all over there. Have a great day and be blessed, girl. Bye.